All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We have Penn State running back Noah Cain joining us. First question, Greg Pickle, Penn Live. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Noah, how you doing?
I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for asking. Hey, are you back on campus yet? And if so, what was the first workout back like yesterday?
Yes, I'm back. I just got back last Wednesday. I haven't had a chance to work out with the team yet. So I'll be getting my workout schedule within the next few days.
Next question is Mark Brennan, Fight on State. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, I had to get unmuted there, Greg. Noah, thanks for doing this today. Can you take us through your weight progression since you arrived at Penn State? How did you go about doing that? And do you recall what you ran 40-wise the last time you did it?
Yeah. So basically it came in like around 205, 208, coming in as an early enrollee. And as time went on, I kind of just got out of baby fat off of me and started to become more and more lean. And then this off season, I think my body, I was actually surprised as well, because I was just, I was eating right and everything, had meal prep. And just like weeks went on, I noticed I was starting to gain like 3 or 4 pounds here. It was actually like good weight for me. I started to feel comfortable with it. And at first it was like, oh, I want all this weight on me, all this weight on me. But it was just like natural weight. I guess my body was maturing faster than I expected. And it's like around March, like right before spring break, I noticed I was like 223. And like that was like a big jump from where I was at last season. So as time went on, my body started to get adjusted to it. And, it's been for the better. So I'm excited just about the weight I'm at right now. And I just can't wait to get on the field with it, because I feel more explosive and lean right now than I've ever been, just with my body and my health and everything. So I feel good.
Next question is Peter Terpstra, WTAJ.
Hey, Noah, can you walk us through what quarantine was like for you? And maybe something that stuck out about that whole time.
I'm pretty sure quarantine was weird for everybody on this call. Quarantine was different. I wasn't used to it. It was hard for me just to sit inside. I already just like sitting in the room. You can only sit in the house for so many days. So just seeing, being there with my mom, my cousin, it was an adjustment for me. Like it just, staring at the wall some days, not knowing what I'm gonna do next. It was hard. So I just made the most of it. When I got a chance to go work out at a park or anything I could do, I'll do that. But it was a big adjustment for myself.
Our next question is Ben Jones, statecollege.com.
Hey, Noah, you guys did a lot last year as a running back room in terms of working as a collective, but you were not a big part of the passing game or the receiving game, I suppose. Where do you feel like that is for you specifically? And do you feel in general that running backs are going to have more in that area under this new offense?
I mean, like last year, I felt like, every time Coach Ronnie called a play for me to receive the ball, I never dropped the pass. So I just think that comes with, trusted offensive coordinator. And I feel like Coach Shiraka has faith in the running back room for us to make plays in the passes game as well. So, I'm just excited about the vision he has for us. And I think we're going to have many more opportunities in the passing game, just as much as the run game this year.
Audrey Snyder, The Athletic.
Hey, Noah, thanks for your time today. I'm curious, when you talk to your teammates who are back, who were able to work out yesterday, what are some of the things they're telling you in terms of, where are you allowed to be in the building? What does the workout look like? What are you hearing from some of those guys?
Yeah, I'm just hearing it's a big adjustment just as far as social distancing, wearing gaiters, covering your face. You can't really, dap up anybody, give them a hug just because, all the precautions that we're having now. So this one, what I've been hearing is like, you got to just keep your distance and mind your business, honestly. Get your work in and get out, because the last thing we need is, for some people to start becoming too touchy, and then next thing you know, we're in a big mess with this virus. It's so easy to get it. So they've been telling me, man, just you got to keep your distance from everybody, just get your work in.
Tyler Donahue, Lions 247.
Hey, Noah, great to hear from you. Thanks for your time today.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate you, Tyler.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about a couple of your backfield teammates. Jaywan Siders seemed to think that Devin Ford may be getting slept on a little bit because of what you and Journey Brown accomplished in 2019. What would be your message to us and the Penn State fans about what to look for from Devin Ford And additionally, the newcomer, Keziah Holmes. I know he had to leave campus with everybody midway through his first semester, but what's the early impressions with Keziah?
I think Keziah's done a great job with coming in, just working hard, not saying too much. He kind of reminded me of myself, just like eager to learn, ready to get to work. So he's done a great job with just trying to learn the playbook and just fit in with the group, and not try to do too much or do too little. And so I'm really impressed with what I've seen from him this past semester in the winter.
And how about Devin?
Yeah, Devin, like I've been learning from Devin a lot. As soon as he got in here, he actually picked the playbook up faster than me last year before the season. So I was trying to learn from him, seeing how he learned, and he was just teaching me different things of how he understood the playbook faster. So yeah, Devin's he's a smart guy. He's gonna know where he needs to be on the field. He's gonna make plays. So I think like for all of us in the room, we're all improving. It's a new year. Last year, it's in the past. That's something we look back on once we leave Penn State. But now I just think Devin is he could get out there, and handle his business just like the rest of us are.
Donnie Collins, Times Tribune.
Noah, the way Journey finished last season, what did you learn from that? How he kind of, took his game from one point and then it elevated it in November.
Yeah, Journey, what he did the last few games of the season, that just showed you it's a testament to just being ready when your number is called. Like beginning of the season when Ricky was starting, and then when I got my opportunity, Journey never hated or anything. Just waited his turn. And, just due to injury, he stepped in. Coach decided to say he's going to need him to step up, and that just shows you to be ready when your number is called. And he never looked back. And Journey, he was playing like the best back in the country the last few games last year. We all seen that. So I'm just excited, honestly, to see how he capitalizes off of that this season. And I know he's been working hard, so it's going to be good to see.
Mike Gross, Lancaster Newspapers.
Hi, Noah. Good afternoon. Just to be clear, you said you've been up in State College since Wednesday, but you haven't started working out yet. We heard about phase 1 and phase 2. Are you phase 2? And what's your sort of daily routine like being up there right now without being part of the workouts?
So I'm still part of phase 1. Just we had to do a week of quarantining, and I just got my test. I just took my test yesterday actually, so I was waiting to get my results back as well. And then I just really been working out on my own. I have a gym in my apartment that I've been using. I kind of just use what I have. So I mean, I haven't had really any drop off. I've been working out at home, so I've been making sure I'm getting my work in. So whenever they let me come back in the building and work out, I'll be ready.
John Salver, Center Daily Times.
Hey, Noah, thanks for the time. Where do you feel you need to improve most from year 1 to year 2 to take the step and get where you want to be in your career?
I feel like the game needs to slow down more for me, which it has, just with understanding coverages and understanding blitz concepts with the defense. I think last year, a lot of the time, my eyes were all over the place when I go back and watch film. Even when I was running, I was really just playing ball, honestly. But I think my main goal is for the game to slow down for me this year, so I could just make more plays when my number's called. And I think it has slowed down for me. So I'm just real eager to keep learning the playbook with this new offense and just trying to, play my part next year.
Nubias Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man?
What's good? What about yourself?
Man, just chilling, trying to get through this pandemic. You know how I go. But from there, obviously, you went to IMG, but you're from Baton Rouge, and Baton Rouge has gotten hit really hard with the COVID and everything. Yeah. What's it been like for your family down there, man?
It was hectic. I had a few family members that had the virus, and I seen what it can do to you. It's definitely needs to be taken seriously. It's not a joke. My cousin had it. My auntie had it. My mama had it. Like a few people in my family had it from them just being in Baton Rouge. So I wasn't able to go down there due to my family just wanted me to stay away. But it's definitely a serious thing. The coronavirus is a real serious thing that needs to be taken seriously. It's a scary. Some days you don't know if the person's gonna make it, honestly. So and that just taught me how to take it more seriously, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. At first I was just like, oh, it's a virus, I'm not gonna get it. But as time went on and people, the loved ones close to me, started getting it, I started taking it more serious and taking all the precautions that are needed.
Mark Wogenrich, SportsIllustrated.com.
Hi, Noah. So your family, how many members of your family were affected? And then were you in Texas while this was going on? Is that where you spent most of your time?
I spent most of my time in Arizona and Dallas. Since I wasn't allowed to go to Louisiana, my home, I spent half of my time in Arizona, half of my time in Dallas. And then I had 4 family members affected from the virus. All of them are doing better from it now, but just that month and a half time frame, it was a difficult time.
John Petishnock, happyvalley.com.
Good afternoon, Noah. Appreciate your time today and hope you're doing well. I'm glad to hear your family's doing better now too.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, when you look at how much you played last year as a true freshman, were you expecting to get that much playing time? And also, what do you think you did that showed the coaches that you were ready for that big of a role?
I feel like it's not really what I expect. I'm just ready my numbers called. So, I mean, I work hard for everything I get and I earn it. And last year, I just feel like after that Pitt game, I really feel like I earned the coach's trust with just putting the ball in my hand at any time in the game. And as time went on, I just kept trying to make more and more plays to show them I belong and I'm here because everybody always had that narrative that he's too young and not mature enough yet to play early. And I didn't want to have that on my name. That was real big on me, just like avoiding that. So I was always want to make sure that I show the coaches my maturity off the field as well as on the field, and just earn their trust with like not fumbling the ball, doing what I'm supposed to do, and just not having minor issues off the field because the smallest details that you'll miss, can affect your playing time. So it was just big for me to show them my maturity on and off the field.
Next question is Neo Riddell, Altoona Mirror.
Hey, thanks, Greg. No, I'm wondering what you learned during the second half of the season when, you weren't 100% there, how taxing that was on your patience.
It was very taxing. I haven't missed games really since my freshman year in high school. So it was real hard for me just to sit back on the sideline and have to wait my time to get back healthy. And I tried to get back. And ankle still wasn't right. And the training staff did the best job that they could, just, trying to make sure I was good mentally and physically. It just, ankle injury, sometimes it takes time to heal. You can't rush your body back. But, I was just blessed enough to get back in the bowl game and just play my role. So it was definitely a challenging time for myself.
All right, we'll go through the list of questions again. If you do not have a question the second time, just please say pass. Greg Pickle, Penn Live.
No, I'm glad to hear your family is doing well. And I'm just curious, now that you've seen from your perspective what this virus can do, what precautions do you think need to be taken for the season to be played safely? And why do you still feel comfortable being back at campus, even though obviously, you've seen what the impact of this virus can be?
Yeah, honestly, it was a difficult decision for me to come back, just because of the fact of like it's so easy to get it from touching somebody, being in the same room as them, especially on the plane. And I really, the best thing about being back at State College is like it's a small town, so not many people are here versus cities I was in. And honestly, the precautions that we got to take, I'm still educating myself on a lot of them, so I can't really speak on that right now because our team physicians are teaching me more and more every day on what I can and cannot do. But it's so easy to get it. And I think, I know our season isn't confirmed yet, but I think, our doctors on our team are going to, give us the best chance to play, keep us as safe as possible.
Mark Brennan, Fight On State.
Noah, how familiar were you with Penn State's running back tradition before you committed? And specifically, how much of an impact did Saquon make on your decision? And have you been in contact with him since you've been at Penn State?
I was somewhat familiar with the tradition. Getting recruited by Penn State when Coach Sider had gotten here, he had offered me, and then ever since then he was just filling me in on all the traditions here, the running backs, and I was honestly surprised by the long list of numbers of running backs that's been in this program. It was shocking to me, but that's just a testament to the tradition here and to the offense that they ran, and just watching what Saquon had did, his time being here, that honestly had a big impact on me because honestly, if him and Miles wasn't here, I'd been kind of skeptical about, coming in. They haven't had a big back come out in a minute before those two. So, definitely Miles and Saquon had a big impact on me coming here, just seeing what they had did, seeing the opportunity that I could have to do the same thing.
Peter Terpstra, WTAJ.
Hey Noah, how much did you guys lose not having spring ball, especially when it comes to a new offense? And do you guys think you'll be able to? What's it going to take to get to the level you want to get quickly when it comes to once you guys are able to start practicing as a team?
Yeah, I think not having spring ball has been it was a big deal, for us because we haven't learned a new offense, versus if we were in the same offense last year, we're putting a few, adjustments in, it would have been different. But, it's hard for mental reps to, translate onto the field. So it's gonna be adjustment for everybody on the offense to come in and just take one day at a time and learn it. So as soon as we get the confirmation that we're gonna have a season in camp and everything, it's gonna be a growing process for everybody because we didn't have those physical reps. You can't just translate mental to physical in one day. You got to actually go on the field and make a mistake for you to learn. So I think once we get back, we have a lot of work to do with just learning the offense, at a good pace and then be ready for the season.
Ben Jones, statecollege.com.
No, just to confirm, you said your mom had it, and what were you doing in Arizona and Texas, since those are sort of obscure places to be?
Well, my mama had it. I was in Dallas. Actually, she had went down to Baton Rouge for a family member's funeral. And, my family didn't let me go down there because they didn't want me risking myself to getting it. But she had it for like a month. And, she'd go back and forth to the doctor. She kept testing negative over and over again. So, positive over and over again. So it was just like a growing process. And I see everything they say about the virus with you lose your smell, you lose your taste, throwing up, vomiting, stomach hurting. It's real. It's a real thing. So that's why I take it as kind of disrespectful when people don't take it as seriously because it's a real thing. And I've seen, what it can do. And some days you don't know if you're gonna make it, honestly, just because of the fact that like it's hurting you, it's killing you. Like it's killing you. My cousin had blood clots in his body from it. So it's definitely precautions that need to be taken. I think they just need to, give us more and more information on it every day so we can prevent ourselves and keep everybody safe.
Audrey Snyder, The Athletic.
No, along those lines, you said it was a difficult decision for you to come back this summer. Who did you kind of talk through with that decision? Was it mom, dad? Because we've always heard so much about, obviously football means so much to you, but like you said, this virus is, uncharted territory for everybody.
Yes, ma'am. So I really just spoke to both of my parents, and they really felt like it was best for me to come back to State College, just knowing how it's a small town and, how I can just be isolated, where I stayed and just be away from a lot of the extra nonsense at the crib or wherever I'm at. Because I was in big cities. So, when you're in big cities, more people traveling. And with them opening everything back up, it was going to be, easy for me to be exposed to more and more people. So I was really talking to my family, and they felt like it was best for me to come back up here, during this voluntary time, to see where things go.
Tyler Donahue, Lions 247.
No, obviously, a lot of heavy conversation right now about COVID, and you're sharing your story. To be able to come back to campus, see your teammates, get some sense of normalcy, even though it's not normal, how important is it for you and your teammates to be back together instead of going through this the last 3 months remotely?
Yeah, it's a big step. We still have guys, coming in slowly day by day. But I think that's a step forward for us just having a season this year and just getting back to having a team chemistry. And I think it's important for us to all be back amongst each other just so we can see each other's faces again. So whenever that time comes back for camp, our faces are foreign and, we used to each other's vibe and chemistry and everything. So I think it was a good step forward for us coming back for these voluntary workouts.
Donnie Collins, Times Tribune.
No, how concerned are you about the virus once the season starts?
It's definitely in the back of my mind all the time, honestly. Just because I seen how easily my family had gotten it from just being in the same room as a person who had it, and all it takes is one. And so it's definitely a concern in the back of my mind all the time. But like I said, I'm pretty sure, when August comes, it'll be a medicine or at least something that'll help, just, code it a little bit for people just to be able to be amongst each other, Now, what does that look like? I don't know yet, but it's as far as, having a season, I'm pretty sure our team doctors are going to do a great job if we have one of just making sure everybody is safe as possible.
Mike Gross, Lancaster Newspapers.
Yes. Noah, last year when you were coming off the injury, at what point do you feel like you were ready to come back and play? And at what point do you feel like maybe going into the offseason even, or maybe it's recently, that you feel like you really are 100% and fresh and ready to go? Were they two different times, or how do you remember sort of the chronology of your recovery?
Yeah, so like even in the bowl game, I in my mind I was 100, but my body wasn't. I was just so eager to play. I missed like 4 or 5 games, so I was real anxious to play. So I had to play in the bowl game just because it was my mom lives in Dallas, and I could have a lot of family travel to that bowl game. But at the same time, I honestly didn't feel just 100% until around February in our off-season workouts, with just feeling like myself again with my ankle and everything. So it was just like I said, like our team trainers and doctors, they did a great job of getting me back to 100%.
John Sauber, Center Daily Times.
Hey Noah, have you thought about not playing in front of fans this year, and what do you think that experience would be like? And have you had it, as far back as high school? Would you think it's something like that?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I mean, I had fans in little league games. I'm not really used to not playing in front of fans, so that'd be a big adjustment for everybody. But just it almost be like a scrimmage setting. So I'm not really sure how that look like. I really don't want to imagine what that'd look like, because that'd be hard just not playing in front of the 110,000 that comes to our games every Saturday, and not having that student section right there to cheer you on. Yeah, it'd be hard, but if as long as we get a season in, ball is ball at the end of the day. So that'd be the best thing if they came to that.
Tobias Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
And just from earlier, when you talk about Baton Rouge, your hometown, I mean, what does it, one, mean for you coming from there, and two, seeing how that they, not only with your family, but just that city has been kind of decimated a bit by that disease and everything else that area's been through?
Could you repeat that question, please?
Oh, my apologies. I was saying, like, how is it seeing it not only with your family, but just your hometown of Baton Rouge, going through everything it's been through with COVID, considering everything the area's been through the last 3 years?
Yeah, like Louisiana, it instilled toughness in me because it's hurricane season down there almost every other month in the summertime. So they almost ready for flood season, hurricanes, anything, because Baton Rouge, New Orleans gets hit so much with natural disasters. But just seeing what my family had gone through, coming up here, I think it's been safer in State College because it's not as big of a city, not as big as Baton Rouge as well. Also because in BR, you got people come from New Orleans, Mardi Gras, all these extra events that's been going on, down there versus, being in State College it's kind of more isolated. That's why I just feel so comfortable coming back up here.
Mark Wogenrich, SI.com.
Now, what kinds of workouts were you able to do in Arizona, and then how did you keep yourself fresh mentally while you're going through all this?
Yeah, I have a trainer in Arizona, so I really didn't have a drop off, with my workouts and the strength cards and the strength and running cards. My coaches were emailing me from up here. I was able to get all that in. I was able to get my football work in and everything, being out there in Arizona and Dallas. So I just felt like I was able to, kind of just maintain what I got to do and honestly get better. Off season went on. Like I said, I feel as lean, as explosive, as I've been ever. So I'm just excited, about the upcoming weeks.
John Petitschnok, HappyValley.com.
Hey, no, whether it was something about handling schoolwork or just, getting used to being in college, what was the biggest lesson you learned last year off the field?
The biggest lesson I learned off the field last year was probably just, not rushing injuries back. Like I said earlier, I'm not really used to having like long-term injuries like that. I mean, everybody gets nicked and nagged up, but just having a long-term injury like that was an adjustment for me. So I really just learned patience, not trying to rush your body back, because your body, your body the best. And when your body say you can't go, you can't go. So I honestly just learned patience, just wait my time to get back slowly, just so I won't affect myself long-term. And I had to really put that in my head and instill that, don't focus on short-term, focus on long-term, just for my body and longevity, and me want to get to the highest level in this game.
And our last question of the day goes to Neil Riddell, Altoona Mirror.
How about that? Thank you. Just curious, Noah, when you got on the plane to come back, was it very crowded? Were you nervous about how many people were going to be on it? And how are you guys handling your meals? Can the team get together as a group?
honestly, when I was on my way back up here, it wasn't that many people on the plane, you know, flying out of Dallas, and that was a good thing. As we coming into Baltimore, it was just like everybody was social distancing properly. Everybody had a seat, just to breathe and spread their wings, and our team is everybody's keeping their distance. Honestly, you could be around your teammates, but just be as safe as possible. Just cleaning your hands and taking your clothes when you get back, taking your clothes off, you get back to the crib, just so you can be safe as possible. But honestly, the traveling when I was traveling back and forth down south, it got kind of crazy at times. I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with Spirit, like. Those tickets be so cheap. So everybody and their mama on that plane, just it's packed, it's crowded. So certain airlines I was flying with were more crowded than others. So you gotta be as safe as possible. At the end of the day, it's a risk with just flying or being around people. So just being as safe as possible was the biggest thing for me.
All right. Thank you, Noah. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Appreciate it.